together here and saying it's right that the youth must go out. It's not right today. And I'm standing up for this youth today because somebody must stand up for the youth, because there is young people in this community that wants to make the change. There is young people that want to see a future for Atlantis, because the youth is the people that stands up for Atlantis. It's not the older people that is standing up for Atlantis. It's not the people that are already sitting in position. It's the youth, because the youth is people that is never afraid to speak. The youth is people that is never afraid to say how they feel. So how can we put the youth out? And I'm not gonna let that election stop there if you're gonna put the youth out, because this community is standing for the youth. So if you're gonna put the youth out, then you can be sure Atlantis is gonna be out today.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Fred and my surname is November. I'd like to know the Oversight Committee report. Will that report be available for us to go through? Because there's a lot of things that we need to go through there. And will there be time to raise your comments, your disappointment to GreenCape? Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm not going to fight. I just want some clarification. I just want to give some background to Atlantis. As you know, we were designated as the lost city at one point in time when the factories closed. And we as a community came together and we started the Atlantis Development Forum. It was the forerunner of the RDP program of national government before 1994. After 1994, I became the chairperson and we changed our name to the Atlantis RDP Forum. I cannot talk about the way that we used to deal with organizations at the ATF. I'm talking about the RDP Forum now. What we used to do, if somebody wants to join the forum, that it was a group of organizations, had to submit their constitution. I want to know to you, and it was not oversight bodies, it was organizations. And then also the membership list, because you cannot just have a new organization popping up just before now, Good Party or whatever. I'm just making an example. And just for the sake of membership, start a civic organization, have a constitution, draw up a membership list, and if you look at the other organizations, you see the same people. So I want to know what specific criteria did you as the Oversight Committee use to check that you have legitimacy, so that we do not have the problem that happened by the youth person that brought up, or the last person that spoke up, or even Mr. November, which is a very mature elderly person of Atlantis, and such things should not come at this point in time to this meeting if you have a legitimate process which you explain. But the information is not there because I cannot go to the library like the librarian said to get that information. That time we had an office, an RDP office, and if somebody in the meeting objected, we invited him to the office, we showed them, there's the organization, there is the constitution, there's minutes of the AGM, and there's the minutes or the membership list in order to have legitimacy. Then the question that bothered me right from the beginning was that first slide. That first slide said that according to the laws of our country and according to the constitution. Now remember when we had Minister Patel and Minister Rob Davies of the DTI here in Atlantis. I gave a presentation as to how we, and that night it was an ANC meeting, how we saw this structure to be. And we used the law of the DTI. And it says there should be a community representative, there should be labor representative, and of course business being industrial and the SMEs. Now this seems to me like a different structure or a new structure on that. Sorry, that seems to me, sorry, can I speak? I have a right to speak. I've got my constitutional right to say what I want to say within an orderly fashion. Thank you very much. It seems to me like a new structure on top of an existing structure. I don't have a problem. This is a fine thing if it can work well, because it gives everybody a chance to be part of the ASEZ. That is the gist of it, in order to get ownership of the ASEZ from the community. That is fine. Otherwise, you only have one person sitting there representing the community, one person representing business, one from labor, and then the other people would feel left out of the process. So my point was, according to the law of the DTI, this structure is legitimate. Thirdly, I mentioned the principle of openness and transparency. Now we create barriers for ourselves. Already there's a lot of barriers in order to start a business, to get funding for your business. Here we saw this thing coming, delivered by the President, our President Cyril Ramaphosa, as a catalyst to get funding in from overseas to South Africa to start business so that we who are sitting here can fly, that we can get money to fly. But the provincial government brought out a law just now recently, and the cut-off date was the 30th of January. That date has passed for comments, and it is the infrastructure development program for ASEZ, part of the ASEZ, and they put in the Wi-Fi project, which they call Frank or something, and a lot of other things. But not the Zaldana ASEZ, only the Atlantis ASEZ. That thing is another so-called illegitimate structure in order to bypass the law of the DTI. So I want to know if this has been thought out in a corner to subvert the law, or is it there to supplement the law? Thank you very much.
Question that relates to the legitimacy of how we assess. Now what you must understand, people, let me stand. What you must understand, we were checking the checker. Part of GreenCape's mandate in vetting the clients was to look at all of those. So if a membership organization said, I'm an umbrella organization, they would say, how do you prove that? Give us copies of your minutes, show us your membership forms, etc., etc. They would then determine if it meets the criteria and they would tick it. What we did as oversight is we went in and we said, you tick this organization as an umbrella body. You say that it's got members, etc. Let's see. So we went and we checked. And on the basis of that check, we determined whether they were correct in the assessment or whether they were wrong. So we didn't collect the data on the nominated organizations. We scrutinized the data that was collected to ensure it meets the principle. So when I see an organization on the ballot box that says there's an organization and it's an umbrella organization, I need to determine what that means. Because if there's no members, or if there's no member organizations, then it can't be. We had a scenario where there was a police form or whatever, which was a government thing, which had to be eliminated. So part of our process to validate was to ensure that their validation mechanism gave us the right outcome. Okay, so I hope that answers your question.
Sorry, whoa, guys, please put your hands down. Put your hands down. There are people who ask questions. and they have the right to respond. There were 5 questions that were taken from the floor. So let us just deal with the one point that you raised. I'm very impressed with the questions that you're posing, because it goes to the heart of this whole issue of legitimacy. And whether or not this process is actually a process that is in conflict with a national mandate. And to what extent are we playing into a destructive game that is harmful ultimately to the community? So your question is very, very important. Patrick responded to part of that question when he explained how firstly, yes, GreenCape accepted all these things, but they did not accept what GreenCape said as final. They did their own checking, the quality control. And he explained how they decided whether this is an umbrella structure or not, because they are exactly as you said. There is a couple of organizations wat se mekaar gevat het. So maar nou die ander dag gevorm. Nou vra ons, waar is julle members? Waar is julle structures? Wie is julle lede? And in that way, that is what they did. To determine how hold it. You can't come and slip through the back door and you try and pretend, or get a couple of your friends, and then you just throw a few votes and you think, okay, now it is here. So he responded to that. The most important thing is, and I think Ursula explained that, is that this is a national process. It comes from national government. The DTI drives this thing. The Western Cape government is a crucial part because of this province. The city of Cape Town owns the land, so they have a role to play. And GreenCape was then appointed to manage on behalf of the parties. GreenCape can do absolutely nothing unless the 3 legs of government, national, provincial and local, are in agreement. So even the terms of reference on which the election is based had to first be checked by the national government, then provincial government, and then local government. And as Ursula pointed out, a specific structure was set up for that, called the interim working committee, where all of these partners were part of. Then when the idea was formulated of how the elections must take place, the first people who saw the terms of reference were people from that structure, together with mandated leaders from the community, the interim committee itself. And there was the debate as to what is the best model, what is the best way to get the process of election going through, in line with the national, provincial, local government mandates and directives. So in terms of legitimacy, that's the point. The other crucial point which you raise, important for this process, if there was an electoral process here which did not meet the kind of quality standards of constitution, of principles, of law, of mandates, of interests and needs of the community, to serve the community, say, come on, your leadership elects to say, well, you will not be recognized by the national government or the provincial government or the local government. So every step of the way, those partners were engaged to make sure that the question you pose of legitimacy, they also are happy with. And leadership that emerges here, they are saying, we recognize these as the community partners and we will now work with them. And in fact, some of the points that you raised, we're not going to respond to, because after this, the guy from the provincial government will also come and explain to us, based on those mandates and resources and how they're connected to all of the different national, provincial and local government mandates. So there are 1 or 2 points that will be responded to, but the other speaker will deal with that. Let us deal with the question of the youth. I think we all agree the youth are very, very important. No one can disagree with that. Ons het ons klaar, ons het kap water gedra so many times. We have to lay the foundation for the youth for the future. The youth have not been excluded. The very point that was made by the Oversight Committee is that what we want to see is even more youth organizations and youth umbrella structures getting involved in the process. Because they were not satisfied that the youth structure that came through was truly representative of the youth of Atlantis. Or as you said, it was net gister beginne, house of couple water gedaan en sê, now also see youth would represent the youth. We can't have a technical process that is not compliant with the very principles you speak of, because then it undermines legitimacy. So, we are not saying that you can't contest as a youth, but when you're measured dan moet jy kan wys, ek het gewerk vir die youth, ons is 'n youth umbrella structure, met members. They can check. That is what they did, and that is how they came to say, but this is not an umbrella structure. Where are their membership? Where is the constitution? Where did they meet? Waar is hulle? To vra, doen hulle investigations to detectives. Hulle sien nie die mense in die community nie. Niemand weet van so'n structure nie. We spoke to the young people, hulle sê, nog nooit gehoor van so'n structure nie. Hulle is nog nooit meeting geroep vir die youth in die community nie. So can that be, simply because they had to pitch up on the day and put their names on the ballot paper, they must now be representative of the youth. That can never be. So what we're saying, for the youth to be truly represented, mobilize all of us for responsibility, because the opportunity will come for that election, for the youth, for their voices to be heard. Okay?
Yeah. The fact that there was only 2 organizations nominated for youth, we couldn't then look at the balance of nominations because there was no other organization to consider. Only 2. And by eliminating the 2, we then created a vacancy in that seat, which is open.
Let us go to the question of the issue of, someone mentioned the name of a person. I think it's perhaps not appropriate. Everything we said is aligned to the Constitution. This process can't rob anyone or dispossess anyone of rights. As it clear, dit is ook praat is of ek het also a member of a political party. This process cannot take your rights away. This process cannot take away your rights away. So if Pastor Albert is a member of a political party, that's fine. That's his thing. Wacht, sê my broer. Laat ek klaar praat. I'm replying to you on the principle. We cannot remove the political constitutional rights of Pastor Albert as a voter, as an individual who seeks freedom of expression rights and freedom of association rights within a political structure. The only question is, and I think it was the point that was made by Ursula in the clarification, is Pastor Albert the organization that he represents? Is that organization a political party, which is different from the individual being a member of a political party? So that is clarified in the explanations that were earlier given. There is no contradiction. Everyone who is a member of the leadership or the executive, they have the right to belong to any political party. The question